Hello, everyone. Welcome again to another segment of Relationship Talk with Catherine. And I want to thank you for watching my videos. So far, I've made about 4 or 5 videos now. And I thank you all for taking time to subscribe to my videos, to watch my videos, and for those of you who have been calling me, thank you so much. I really appreciate you. Today, we're going to be talking about changing your partners. This will be applicable to those of us who are in a long-term relationship, which looks like marriage, but not a marriage, or who are already married. I will be talking to the women today in this part 1 of changing your partners. And in my next video, I will be talking to the men. Most of our women, they always believe they have the magical touch just because the man has decided to marry her. So they believe they can dramatically change that man to becoming what they feel he should be, not accepting what the man has always been. For instance, most of you women, you must have noticed in your spouses or your husbands or your partner certain things even before marriage or at the beginning of your relationship. One of it is telling some little necessary lies, which actually impact on your friendship or your relationship with this man. Some men are just continuous, compound liars. They lie at everything, even their good morning, good afternoon, could be lies. And you as a woman, you're going out with this kind of a man, you already know that this man is a liar. If he tells you he's going to London Bridge, for those of us who live in London, you might as well go and wait for him in JF Kennedy Airport. You never know his movements, you never know what he's doing, and he'll come back, and such liars are very loving. They will sweet talk you into believing their lies. And to you, it seems okay because this man prefers you, or should I say, you are his favorite girlfriend, that he believes that he can continue to fool you. So such men always marry a woman who can ignore their excesses, and so that you can ignore all their faults. So they like to marry a woman who will not nag them, who will not talk about those faults. So usually we women who accept such faults, we do accept it, probably because you are in love and you feel you'll manage it. And when you get married to this man, you suddenly find out that, I really can't take this anymore. And that will be the beginning of problems in the house. And another thing is, when you marry this kind of a man, normally men who lies have a lot of things to hide. That is why they lie anyway. They may have a lot of female friends which they still hang out with. They might be sleeping with them or they're not, but they just enjoy female company. And you as the wife or as the regular partner that everybody knows, you think you can get him out of that habit. There is no way you can get him out of the habit. Some even try to bring them into the church, try to push them into the church business in order to have a firmer grip on this man. It's not working. Most of them just do the Sunday thing to please them, and Monday to Saturday, they are back to business. So what am I trying to say here? When you have a man who have the habits of being in female company, most of his friends are females. I mean, there's nothing you can do about it. This is something you will have to live with if you have to be with him. It may be a concern. If you think you can't deal with it, don't go into marriage with him, because you can't go into marriage with him and decide that you want to keep him off his life, because this is a life you already know, that he is living, and you're happy, with the way things are. So don't you ever think because you became a missus, so you can just sweep him off that style. It's not going to be possible. You're going to be embarking on an impossible mission, I'm afraid. And another thing, which is very common, and which is a mistake from we women of these days, when we are in love, for those of us who are very generous, we tend to spend on the men. To us, it's normal. Or probably you have a better paid job than this man. So you are in the habit, or you form the habit of, spending money on him. And to you, it's not an issue. You are in love, and this man seems a nice guy, and that's it. But when you now get married, your expectations are now different. Your expectations are a little bit higher because you look at yourself as a wife. So you expect your so-called husband to step up his game and act as a husband. So at some point, when you're spending on him, it's just you and him alone. It was fine. But when children start rolling in, expenses of keeping up the house, coupled with kids, and yes, it's becoming a little bit overwhelming. You can't deal with it anymore. And you now want this man whom you have nurtured like a baby, buying him things, paying his bills. Suddenly, you now want him to be that man that will be paying bills and taking care of children. It's not going to happen. Because this man is used to being fed, he's used to being taken care of, and he's bringing little or nothing. And probably that's why he married you, because he believed that you are financially independent. So for you to just wake up one day and start asking him for money and, trying to bother him with bring money, it's going to be an issue. This man is not going to take kindly to it, because he's going to say, well, if I knew this was the bring money kind of a woman, I wouldn't have married you in the first place. So women, if you know that you are not the spending type, or don't start what you cannot finish. Men are very sensitive. You start spending money on them and suddenly you stop. The first person they'll target is your closest friend. They'll be thinking is the woman, your closest friend, that is stopping you from spending the money. So please, do not start what you cannot finish. Share the expenses 50-50, and if possible, let the man do it 60%, and you, the woman, can support him 40%. I mean, that is the way it should be normally. But these days, unfortunately, it's not like that, and we're getting used to it. And another thing is when we women see certain habits, which is a lifestyle habit of this man. Maybe you were living with him, or maybe you weren't, but you have noticed that this man kind of drinks a little bit too much. He gets tipsy, and you think because you love him and you ended up marrying him, He's going to stop drinking when he's married. He's now a responsible married man, so to speak. I'm sorry to tell you, he's not going to stop drinking because of you. You will have that to deal with. It's just like a man who is a womanizer. You just became his favorite, or he singled you out of all the women that he can cheat on, and she will not say anything. So when a womanizer decides to marry a woman, he must have seen you that you are the kind of soft woman that he can just trample upon you, and you're going to just let it go by, and you're not going to say a word. And the day you're going to pump up the volume and say, come on, guy, I'm not going to take this anymore, then you're in for a very big problem, because this man is not going to take kindly to it. Another thing is, when you have a man after work, if your husband goes out after work, you know what time he finishes, and he likes hanging with his friends normally. Some people, they like to go out, business, those who are doing business. Yes, you understand that he's doing business, but not somebody who is doing a 9-to-5 job. 8 o'clock, 9, 10, 11 o'clock, he's not back home. Where is he? You already know this. You know he's a night crawler. He likes to hang out with his friends. He only wants to come home when he's tired and when he wants to sleep. When you were still courting each other, it was okay, because you don't want to annoy him so he can marry you. And as soon as you're married, those things you used to ignore, you now start saying, hey, mister, you must understand you're not married, I'm your wife, I'm not going to take this. He's not going to listen. It's like, what's she talking about? I've always been like this. You never said a word. What's going on with you? Who is advising you? So those things you know that you cannot take at all, don't manage it at all. Don't even go there, because if you marry this man with his faults, then try to live with his faults. Not that these things are faults, you recognize them, you're not dealing with them, and you go into marriage with him. Then later on, you believe you now have the certificate in your hand, you can start raising up your volume and, making the house uncomfortable for him. You're going to have a very unhappy marriage, because this man is not going to change. He's not going to change. He's already an adult. He already have his habits. He already have his lifestyle. So what I'm trying to say today is, those things that you know that you cannot tolerate in a man, if you see it in a man whom you're seriously dating, it's either you try to talk him out of it and make sure there is a change before you go and sign the dotted line with him. Because these are the little things that brings bigger problems, in a married home. So, I hope that with this, there are so many more, but time will not permit me. I might be dealing with them some other time. But with all this, I hope the women out there, you will learn a lesson. Those who are still in a relationship, or those who are already married, you will learn from this video and deal with issues accordingly. So that will be it for today. I hope you have learned something. And if you have, please subscribe to my channel. Catherine Ehige is the search for you on YouTube. Subscribe, and what you can do is you can share this video. If you have learned anything, let someone else partake out of it. So until I meet with you again, I'm going to say bye for now. God bless and keep loving. Bye-bye.